What's going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and it's time to talk about Yu Yu Hakusho episode 106. So before I get into the full review, I just have a couple of little updates to make. Series that I will be reviewing, a manga series. Seven Deadly Sins / Nanatsu no Taizai, I've caught up, and I will be reviewing it whenever it comes out. I believe it comes out the same day as Fairy Tail, which means Fairy Tail is gone, because until I get more subscribers, I'm not going to be uploading multiple videos a day. They just don't get the views. They just kind of, for lack of a better word, they just kind of cannibalize each other, and they end up getting less views than they would on their own. At least that's usually what happens when I upload multiple videos a day. So I'm not going to be uploading multiple videos a day. Fuck Fairy Tail, unless something really, really big happens, and I'll mention it within the Seven Deadly Sins review. Also, Hajime no Ippo. Love that series. If you've read it, or if you know about its length, you know how long it took me to catch up, but I caught up. And I will be reviewing that series as well whenever those chapters are released. So, on to the review. Okay, so for this episode of Yu Yu Hakusho, it was actually a pretty damn good episode. We get the father versus son fight of Yomi versus his son, whose name I forget. We get a little speech from Yusuke before the actual tournament starts, and we get the first round of the tournament completed with Yusuke beating this crazy blue tiger guy. So, I won't say nothing happened in this episode, or that not a lot happened, because, the preliminaries are over, and the actual tournament did start, and one round is completed. So it's passable story progression, but it could have been a little stronger. It's passable, though, and it's saved by the fact that this episode is focused entirely on, or nearly entirely on, the fight between Yomi and his son. And with that being the focal point of the episode, that's kind of like, the story progression's kind of irrelevant at that point. So I guess I'll talk briefly about the small stuff. Yusuke beating the blue tiger guy. Kind of cool that he had like extending claws and he could grow big. I mean, he still got one-shotted, he's still fodder, but it was a nice touch to give him some kind of unique abilities as opposed to just swinging his claws around and getting one-shotted. And Yusuke's speech, he wants to hold the tournament every 3 to 4 years, whatever. He doesn't want a lot of people to die, or demons to die. This is the same guy who said, I'll bring you the fucking bad humans for you to eat, so whatever. I guess those aren't completely contradictory. They're just kind of, I don't know. And lastly, to go into a little bit more detail on the fight, it's a pretty damn good fight. The animation is very, very solid, and seeing them go at it is cool. I mean, it's mostly a one-sided, it's a one-sided slaughter in favor of Yomi. He's beating the shit out of his son, but it's enjoyable to watch, as fucked up as that sounds. His son, he uses some minor strategy. He tries a couple of sneak attack moves, but overall it's Yomi domination, and he's trying to teach his son that you can surrender sometimes. If you're going to die, it's okay to lose a fight. If you know what losing is like, it'll help you forge yourself into a better fighter. And that's cool. The kid, though, since that's pretty much the entire summary, this kid is pointless. Like, you could have had Chu be the guy that Yomi beat the shit out of. It would have been the same result. Chu would have lost, and we would have not had this pointless kid, because the series is going to end. Like, if the series wasn't going to end, I would say, oh, where's this kid going to go? He lost here, but maybe he'll become, something later. There is no later in Yu Yu Hakusho, so I don't know. Maybe something will happen with him, but as of now, I feel like he's kind of a pointless character, and it could have been Chu that Yomi was beating the shit out of to demonstrate Yomi's abilities, which is another cool thing we got to see, is Yomi from a combat standpoint and a little bit more characterization from him. So those are pluses for the episode as well. Again, the kid could go somewhere, but as of now I feel it's very problematic that he's there at all. Kind of wasting time, because he's very different from how Oob was at the end of Dragon Ball, but I'm not going to get into that right now. So, a couple of little things to mention. The Koenma scene, when he comes walking in, straight up looking like Tuxedo Mask, whose name I did not remember at first, but I was just like, dude, the dude looks like that guy from Sailor Moon. And then you're like, wait a minute. That moment hits you where you're like, Togashi is married to the author of Sailor Moon. And it's like, that's a pretty damn good reference. There's some claps. Togashi, giving that reference for your wife there. At least I think they're married. I'm like 99.999% sure that they're married. But if they're not, I apologize for being flat-ass wrong. But I'm pretty sure they're married. Anyway, that was cool, though. That was cool. I don't know how to talk. You guys are used to that by now. That was a cool reference to Sailor Moon. I thought it was funny. And that's really all I have to say about the episode. Story progression could have been stronger, but it is passable. The animation was quite good and the pacing was very solid, so I'll give it like a 7.8 out of 10. It's close to being a very good episode. Had it had a little bit more content to it, or if the fight had been a little bit better, or if the kid wasn't basically irrelevant, it would have been a very good episode of Yu Yu Hakusho or higher. But I'd probably give it, like I said, a 7.8. It's almost very good. It's definitely above good, based purely on the animation and the very solid fighting and characterization and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this episode. So, thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys think of this episode of Yu Yu Hakusho in the comments section below. Follow me on Instagram. That would be very, very awesome. Give this video a thumbs up. That would also be awesome. Subscribe if you haven't already or if you like what you've seen here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.